I still remember the first time I said her name like it was a promise. Elena, I whispered outside her glass office, feeling small and proud at the same time. She was already a CEO. Already powerful. And I was just the man who loved her. Everyone said I married up. Everyone said I was lucky. I believed them. You're staring again? Daniel laughed beside me. Man, you look like you won the lottery. I did, I said. I'm engaged to her. He shook his head. Just don't lose yourself. I won't, I promised. Inside, Elena didn't even look up from her laptop. You're early, she said. I brought coffee, I replied. Extra hot. No sugar. She nodded. Leave it there. I waited. She typed. The silence stretched. I smiled anyway. Busy day. I asked. Always, she said. Board call in 10. Close the door. I closed it and stood there, not knowing what to do with my hands. Sit, she added. I sat. My phone buzzed. Ma. Did you see her yet? My sister asked. Yeah, I whispered. She's working. She always is, Maya said. Does she ever rest? She will, I said. When things settle. Maya sighed. You say that every time. She's building something, I replied. I'm proud of her. Just, don't disappear, Maya said softly. I won't, I said, and I meant it. Elena ended the call and glanced at me. We're having dinner tonight? Of course, I said. Your place or mine? Mine, she said. Late. How late? I asked. She checked her watch. After 10. That's fine, I said. I'll wait. She raised an eyebrow. You don't have to. I want to, I said. Her phone buzzed again. She turned away. Victor, I'm in a meeting, she said quietly, softer than she ever spoke to me. I noticed. I ignored it. Daniel texted. You good? I typed. Always. Elena ended the call. Change of plans, she said. Client meeting. Tonight? I asked. Yes. I smiled. I'll reschedule. You don't have to, she said. I want to, I repeated. She studied me. You're too easy. I'm in love, I said. She looked away. At home I set the table for 2. Then I cleared it. Then I set it again. The clock ticked. 10 passed. 11 came. I didn't complain. I never complained. Maya called. You're waiting again, aren't you? She's busy, I said. You're always understanding, she said. Does she understand you? She doesn't need to, I replied. I understand her. That's not how it works, Maya said. It works for us, I said. She was quiet. Just be careful, okay? I am, I lied. Elena finally walked in after midnight. Her heels clicked. Her phone was in her hand. Long day, she said. I saved dinner, I said. I already ate, she replied. I froze. With who? Clients, she said quickly. Don't start. I wasn't starting, I said. I was asking. She sighed. You're sensitive. I'm just here, I said. She kissed my cheek. I need sleep. Good night, I said. She didn't answer. Daniel called the next morning. You sound tired. I waited up, I said. For her again? Yes. Why, he asked. Because I love her. He laughed without humor. Love shouldn't feel like standing in line. It doesn't, I said. It feels like purpose. He didn't reply. At lunch, Elena texted. Meeting moved. Dinner tomorrow. I typed. Of course. She sent a thumbs up. Maya texted. Did she cancel again? I typed. It's okay. It wasn't, but I told myself it was. That night, I stood in front of the mirror and practiced smiling. You're lucky, I told myself. Don't ruin it. Elena called. I might be late. I'll wait, I said. Don't, she said. I will, I answered. She paused. Why do you do that? Because you matter, I said. Silence. Okay, she said. I hung up and set the table again. Candle. Plates. Her favorite wine. I checked the time. 9, 10, 11. Daniel messaged. Still waiting? Yes, man. Maya called. Come over, she said. You shouldn't be alone. I'm not alone, I said. She's coming. Maya whispered, is she? Yes, I said. At 11:30, Elena walked in. She looked tired. Beautiful. Distant. I made your favorite, I said. She glanced at the table. You didn't have to. I wanted to, I said. She sat. Picked at the food. Checked her phone. Everything okay? I asked. Yes, she said. Just busy. I nodded. I can help more. With what? She asked. Anything, I said. She smiled thinly. Just keep being you. I will, I promised. She stood. Early meeting. So do I said. You can skip, she said. I won't, I replied. She shrugged. Suit yourself. After she went to bed, I washed the dishes alone. I didn't mind. I told myself this was love. I told myself sacrifice was strength. I told myself I was lucky. Maya texted. Please don't lose yourself. I typed. I won't. Daniel texted. You deserve more. I typed. I have enough. Elena didn't say goodnight. I stood in the kitchen, staring at the empty chair, and smiled like everything was perfect. You're the luckiest man alive, I whispered. Then I opened my phone and called the restaurant. Table for two, I said. Special occasion? The host asked. Always, I replied. I messaged Elena. I have a surprise. She answered. Make it quick. Anything for you, I whispered. I wrote a small note. For the woman I worship. I folded it carefully. Daniel called. You're planning again? Yes, I said. Even after tonight? Yes. He exhaled. You're stubborn. I'm loyal, I said. Those aren't the same, he replied. They are to me, I said. He was quiet. I hope she knows. She will, I said. I set the note beside the plate. I imagined her smile. I imagined her finally seeing me. I waited, convinced I was the luckiest man alive. Victor was already sitting in Elena's office when I walked in, leaning back like he owned the place. He grinned at her and she smiled without thinking. That tiny reflex hit me harder than it should have. Hey, I said, forcing my voice steady. I didn't know we had company. Victor stood, smooth and confident. CFO Victor Lane, he said, extending a hand. You must be the fiancé. I shook it. I am. Elena laughed softly. He keeps me sane, she said. The way she said it felt familiar. Too familiar. I told myself it meant nothing. Nice to meet you, I added. Victor's eyes flicked to Elena. We've been meaning to have you over, he said. She works too hard. Elena rolled her eyes. Says the man who lives here, she replied. He laughed. She laughed with him. I stood there, smiling, pretending not to notice. I brought lunch, I said. Your favorite. Elena glanced at the bag. Put it down, she said. We're in the middle of something. Victor winked. Crisis management, he joked. I'll be quick, I said. She nodded without looking at me. I set the bag on the table. Thanks, she murmured. Victor leaned closer. Did you see the numbers from Singapore? He asked. She pulled up the file. Their shoulders touched. I told myself it was work. I'll wait outside, I said. No need, Elena replied. It's not private. Victor smirked. He's family, he said. She didn't correct him. A knot formed in my stomach. So, Daniel texted me, meet the famous CFO? Yeah, I typed. Thoughts? Bad vibe, he replied. I frowned. You don't know him. I know that smile, Daniel wrote. It's not friendly. Stop, I typed. She trusts him. Does she trust you? I didn't answer. Victor pointed at the screen. You're underestimating churn, he said. Elena shook her head. No, you're being dramatic, she replied. He grinned. You love it when I'm dramatic. She smiled. Not at me. I cleared my throat. Do you need anything? She glanced up. No, she said. We're good. Okay, I replied. Victor chuckled. See? He's easy. I stiffened. Elena shot him a look. Don't, she said. He raised his hands. Kidding, he replied. Relax. I forced a laugh. It's fine, I said. It wasn't. You're sensitive, Elena muttered. The word burned. I'm just here, I said. Good, she replied. Stay out of the way. Victor leaned back. She's savage, he said. She smirked. He knows, she replied. I looked at my shoes. I can leave, I said. Do, she answered. I blinked. Okay, I whispered. Daniel called. I stepped into the hall. You good? He asked. Yeah, I lied. She's busy. With him, he said. It's work, I snapped. Why are you defending her? He asked. Because she's my fiancée, I said. And because you're scared, he replied. I'm loyal, I shot back. Same thing, he said. I hung up. When I went back inside, Victor was laughing. Elena was leaning in. "What's funny?" I asked. She waved me off. "Nothing," she said. "Inside joke." Victor grinned. "You wouldn't get it." My jaw tightened. "Try me," I said. Elena sighed. "Don't start," she warned. "I'm not starting," I said. "I'm asking." Victor leaned closer to her. "We were just talking about Paris," he said. She laughed. "He hates croissants," she added. "You hate croissants?" I asked. "Since when?" She paused. "Since always," she replied. Victor chuckled. "See? You don't know her," he said. My chest tightened. "I know her," I insisted. Elena looked away. "Relax," she said. "You're overthinking." "You're underfeeling," Daniel texted. I ignored it. "Do you need me here?" I asked. "No," she said. "Victor does." He smiled. "I always do," he replied. I nodded. "Okay," I said. "I'll go." She didn't stop me. Outside I paced. My phone buzzed. "Ma, you sound tense," she said. "I'm fine," I replied. "Who's Victor?" she asked. "Her CFO," I said. "Why does his name come up so much?" "Because he's important," I said. "To work or to her?" she asked. "Both," I answered. Maya was quiet. "I don't like him," she said. "You don't know him," I replied. "Neither do you," she said. I ended the call. Elena texted. "Meeting ran long. Go home." I typed. "I can wait." She replied. "Don't." I stared at the screen. Victor walked out. "She'll be a while," he said. "You should go." "I'm fine," I replied. He studied me. "You really love her, huh?" "Yes," I said. He smiled. "That's admirable." The pause hurt. "Good night," I said. He nodded. "Night." I turned away. Behind me, Elena laughed. Softly. Gently. The kind of laugh she never gave me. I froze. "Victor," she said. "Stop." He replied something I couldn't hear. She laughed again. My heart dropped. I walked out. In the elevator, Daniel called. "Tell me I'm wrong," he said. I closed my eyes. "You're wrong," I whispered. But her laugh echoed. I went home alone. I sat on the bed. "It's stress," I told myself. "It's work. It's nothing." My phone buzzed. "Elena, still busy." I typed. "Take your time." I stared at the wall. "You're loyal," I whispered. "Not stupid." I waited. And somewhere down the hall she laughed again. I didn't move. I told myself it meant nothing. I told myself I was wrong. I told myself love was patience. I told myself she was stressed. I told myself everything was fine. I believed it. I had to. Because if I didn't, then something was very wrong. And I wasn't ready for that. Not yet. I sat there, listening to silence, pretending not to hear her laugh in my head. I stayed. I waited. I chose her. Every time. Even when my chest said run. Even when Daniel warned me. Even when Maya worried. Even when Victor smiled. I chose her. I always did. I always would. I closed my eyes. I breathed. I told myself tomorrow would be better. I believed it. I had. I waited at the table with 2 plates and 1 chair empty. Elena texted, "Running late." But she always was. I checked the clock. 7 became 8. 8 became 9. I smiled at the waiter. He smiled back. Neither of us said anything. My phone buzzed. "Client meeting," she wrote. I typed, "Okay." The chair stared at me. I stared back. Daniel called. "Where are you?" "Dinner," I said. "Alone?" "She's busy." He exhaled. "Again?" "It's work." "You keep saying that." "Because it's true." Silence. "Do you want me to come?" "No." "Why?" "Because she might arrive." He paused. "You sound small." I laughed. "I'm fine." "You don't sound fine." I ended the call. The waiter brought water. "Still waiting?" "Yes." He nodded. "Respect." It felt like pity. My phone buzzed again. Elena wrote, "Cancel. Emergency." I stared. I typed, "Okay." I paid. I stood. I sat again. People watched. I pretended not to notice. Outside, rain tapped the glass. Inside, my chest did the same. Maya called. "He didn't show, did he?" "No." Her voice cracked. "I'm coming." "Don't." "Why not?" "Because I'll be fine." "You always say that." "I mean it." She sniffed. "I hate hearing you sound like this." "I'm okay." "You're lying." I changed the subject. How's school? She laughed through tears. Hard. You'll be great. You say that too. I smiled. She whispered, I'm worried about you. Don't be. She hung up. I drove home. The apartment felt bigger. I set the bag down. I didn't eat. Elena called. Hey. Everything okay? Just busy. We had dinner. I know. You canceled. I had to. Again. She sighed. Why do you make it sound like a crime? Because it hurts. You're sensitive. I froze. I'm honest. You're emotional. The word hit me. Don't call me that. It's not an insult. It feels like one. You're overreacting. I'm reacting. To nothing. I laughed. Nothing is sitting alone. I didn't ask you to wait. I chose to. Then stop blaming me. I'm not blaming. You always are. My throat closed. Do you even want me there? She paused. Of course. It didn't sound sure. You're tired? I'm focused. On him. Silence. Victor is work. He's always there. Because he's useful. So am I. Different. I swallowed. How? You're personal. And that's bad. It's complicated. So am I. She exhaled. I can't do this now. You never can. Please. I closed my eyes. I'm sorry. For what? For needing you. She didn't answer. Daniel texted. Wake up. I typed stop. Maya texted. Did she cancel? I typed it's fine. It wasn't. I sat on the floor. I stared at the wall. I whispered, what's wrong with me? My phone rang. Elena again. I didn't mean to hurt you. You did. I'm under pressure. So am I. Don't make this about you. I laughed. Everything is about you. She went quiet. I love you. Then act like it. I try. You don't. You're unfair. You're distant. You're needy. The word cut. I felt small. I'm human. You're dramatic. Something cracked. Don't. She interrupted. We'll talk later. We always do. She hung up. Maya called again. I answered. She hurt you. I didn't reply. Maya cried. Please leave her. I can't. Why? Because I love her. She doesn't love you. She does. Daniel called. Man, she's playing you. Stop. Wake up. I'm awake. No, you're scared. I'm loyal. Same thing. I hung up. I sat in the dark. I replayed her words. Too emotional. Too sensitive. Too much. I stood. I called her. She answered. I'm sorry. She paused. For what? For being difficult. You weren't. I was. Okay. I shouldn't have said anything. It's fine. I'll do better. Good. I swallowed. I love you. Love you. I closed my eyes. I apologized. For nothing. I went to bed. I stared at the ceiling. I chose her. Again. I always did. I told myself tomorrow would be better. I believed it. My phone buzzed. Elena texted, good night. I typed, good night. I added a heart. She didn't. I rolled onto my side. The pillow was cold. I pulled it close. I whispered, it's okay. It wasn't. I checked the calendar. Anniversary circled in red. I laughed quietly. Of course. I opened messages. Victor's name popped up in a group chat. I wasn't in it. I closed the app. I told myself not to think. Daniel's last text glowed. You deserve more. I deleted it. Maya's message blinked. I'm here. I didn't reply. I sat up. I breathed in. I breathed out. I practiced her name. Elena. Sounded like hope. It tasted like loss. I shook my head. Stop, I told the room. The room didn't answer. I picked up the ring box. I opened it. It shined. I smiled. Soon, I said. I closed the box. I put it back. I checked the door. It stayed closed. I waited. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. I sent another text. Did you get home? She didn't answer. I stared at the screen. I imagined her office. I imagined Victor. I pushed it away. Don't, I told myself. Sleep wouldn't come. I stood again. I paced. I sat. I paced. I sat. I laughed at myself. You're dramatic, I mimicked her. It hurt. I opened the window. Cold air rushed in. It felt honest. I leaned out. I listened to the city. Cars. Voices. Wife. Not mine. I checked the time. 1 a.m. I texted Daniel. I'm fine. He replied, liar. I smiled sadly. I typed, good night. He sent a dot. I put the phone down. I lay back. I closed my eyes. I saw her smile. I heard her laugh. Not with me. I pressed my lips together. I swallowed again. I chose her. Even now. Even like this. I whispered, I'm sorry. To her. To me. To the man I was. I turned off the light. The dark filled the room. I waited for sleep. It didn't come. I waited anyway. I reached her building after 10, gift bag in my hand and hope in my chest. The lobby was quiet. The guard nodded. Late night? He asked. Surprise? I said. He smiled. Good luck. I rode the elevator alone and practiced my smile. The hallway lights were dim. Her office door glowed. I heard laughter. Not business laughter. Soft. Warm. I slowed. I told myself it was clients. I told myself it was stress. I told myself nothing. Don't, Elena said laughing. You're terrible. Victor answered, you love it. She laughed again. I froze. I leaned closer to the glass wall. My breath fogged it. My heart thumped. You should see his face when you cancel, Victor said. Elena replied, he's sweet. He waits. Victor chuckled. He always waits. She said, that's why he's safe. My hand shook. I whispered, safe? Victor laughed. He thinks he's special. Elena said, he is useful. Victor replied, useful and blind. She laughed. Don't be mean. He said, I'm honest. She answered, that's why I keep you. I felt sick. My stomach turned. I pressed my palm to the glass. Easy, Victor said. He won't notice. Elena replied, he never does. Victor asked, does he ever push back? Elena said, no. He apologizes. Victor laughed. Perfect. Elena said, don't call him that. Victor said, why? He is. She paused, then said, he's easy to control. The words hit. Control. I swallowed. My ears rang. He worships you, Victor said. Elena replied, I know. Victor asked, do you feel bad? She said, sometimes. Victor said, then stop. She answered, I like stability. Victor said, and I like chaos. She laughed. I closed my eyes. Victor said, so when do you tell him? Elena replied, why would I? Victor said, because he'll find out. Elena answered, he won't. Victor said, you're sure? Elena said, he trusts me. Victor said, that's dangerous. Elena replied, for him? My chest tightened. I whispered, Elena. My voice died. Victor said, imagine his face. Elena laughed. Don't. Victor said, he'd cry. Elena said, he's emotional. Victor said, you told me. Elena replied, he's too emotional. The words broke me. I leaned on the wall. Victor said, you could end it. Elena answered, why? He's convenient. Victor laughed. Convenient. Elena said, he pays the quiet bills. Victor said, you're cold? Elena replied, I'm practical. Victor said, I like that. Elena said, you would. I felt dizzy. My heart pounded. My hands trembled. I wanted to burst in. I wanted to scream. I wanted to ask why. I wanted to beg. I wanted to disappear. I stood there. I listened. Victor said, he brought lunch again. Elena replied, he always does. Victor said, you trained him. Elena answered, don't say that. Victor said, you did. Elena paused. Maybe. Victor laughed. Good job. Elena said, stop. Victor replied, you like it? She said, I like you. He said, say it again. She said, I like you. He said, louder. She laughed. I like you. My knees went weak. I grabbed the frame. My phone buzzed. I silenced it. I felt small. I felt stupid. I felt empty. I pressed my forehead to the glass. We should go, Victor said. Elena replied, give me a minute. Victor said, your man might show. Elena laughed. He's home waiting. Victor said, good. Elena answered, he always does. I backed away. My shoes were loud. I froze. They kept talking. Victor said, he's harmless. Elena replied, he's loyal. Victor said, same thing. Elena said, not always. Victor said, with him, yes. Elena said, I know. Victor said, so what am I? Elena replied, fun. Victor said, that's it? Elena said, and dangerous. Victor smiled. I like that. Elena said, I like you. I couldn't breathe. I turned. I walked. My steps were quiet. The hall felt long. The elevator felt far. My chest burned. My eyes stung. I didn't cry. I couldn't. The elevator dinged. I stepped in. The doors closed. I slid down the wall. Don't, I whispered. The car descended. My heart raced. My head spun. My mouth tasted bitter. The lobby guard looked up. Everything okay? He asked. I nodded. Great, I said. He smiled. I walked out. The night was cold. My hand shook. I dropped the gift bag. The card fell. I didn't pick it up. I crossed the street. I reached my car. I opened the door. I sat. I stared. I forgot to breathe. My phone buzzed. Elena. I didn't answer. It buzzed again. Victor's laugh echoed in my head. Useful. Safe. Easy. Blind. I closed my eyes. My heart hammered. I leaned forward. I pressed my forehead to the wheel. Breathe, I told myself. I couldn't. I tried again. Air came in sharp. I felt sick. My hands cramped. My throat closed. I gasped. I laughed once, broken. Of course, I whispered. Maya called. I didn't answer. Daniel texted. I didn't read. The world shrank to the steering wheel and the sound of blood in my ears. I saw her smile. I saw his grin. I saw the inside joke. I saw the late nights. I saw the canceled dinners. I saw the empty chair. I saw myself waiting. I felt foolish. I felt small. I felt erased. I thought about the ring. I thought about the note. I thought about the word love. It felt heavy. It felt wrong. It felt sharp. My phone buzzed again. Elena. I watched it ring. I didn't move. It stopped. The silence was loud. I wiped my face. My hand was wet. I didn't know when I cried. I laughed quietly. You didn't, I told myself. You didn't see this. I nodded. You didn't. The lie tasted sweet for a second. Then it died. I started the car. I didn't drive. I sat. I shook. I breathed. I counted. I failed. I pressed my lips together. I swallowed. I stared at nothing. I wasn't blind. I was in love. And that was worse. Elena noticed first. I didn't explain. I didn't apologize. I didn't chase. I just listened. When she spoke, I let the silence answer. When she asked, I smiled. When she pushed, I stayed calm. The shift scared her. Surprised me. Are you mad? She asked. No, I said. Then why are you acting cold? I'm not, I replied. I'm clear. She frowned. You're different. I finally heard myself think, I said. She blinked. That's not an answer. It is, I said. She looked away. I watched her now like a stranger. Her hands moved fast. Her phone never left her palm. I didn't comment. I didn't ask. The quiet was loud. Daniel texted. Proud of you. I typed, why? He replied, because you're finally breathing. I smiled. Sophie hovered near the door. Can I talk? She whispered. Sure, I said. Elena glanced at me. I didn't move. Sophie lowered her voice. You're not crazy. I didn't say I was, I replied. She swallowed. Just, be careful. With what? I asked. She looked at Elena, then back at me. With everything. She stepped away. Elena narrowed her eyes. What was that? A warning, I said. About? Life, I replied. She didn't laugh. Robert King found me by the elevator. You're engaged to Elena Hart? He asked. Yes, I said. He studied me. Interesting. Why? I asked. You don't look like her type, he replied. What's her type? I asked. Loud, he said. I smiled. I'm quiet. He nodded. I noticed. We walked. You work with her? I asked. I invest, he replied. Careful choice, I said. He smiled. I like watching. People? I asked. Patterns, he said. I nodded. They repeat, I said. He looked at me. You see that? I do now, I replied. Elena called. Where are you? Walking, I said. With who? Robert, I replied. She paused. Why? he asked, I said. She hesitated. Come back. In a minute, I replied. She ended the call. Robert chuckled. Control issues, he said. Habits die hard, I replied. He smiled. You're sharp, he said. You hide it. I don't need to show it, I replied. He nodded. Power move, he said. Survival, I answered. We stopped. Coffee, he asked. Sure, I said. He ordered. Black, I said. He watched me. Why stay, he asked. With her? I replied. Yes, he said. I shrugged. Love used to be enough, I said. And now, he asked. Now I listen, I replied. He nodded. Good strategy, he said. For what? I asked. For leaving, he said. I didn't answer. Elena appeared. There you are, she said. Her smile was tight. We're busy, she told Robert. Always, he replied. Good luck, he added to me. I nodded. He left. Elena crossed her arms. Why didn't you tell me? Tell you what? I asked. That you're meeting investors, she said. He approached me, I replied. You should loop me in, she said. Why? I asked. Because I'm your fiancée, she said. And I'm my own person, I replied. Her jaw tightened. Sophie passed. Meeting moved, she whispered. I nodded. Elena glared. Why do people tell you things? She asked. Because I listen, I said. I listen too, she replied. To what? I asked. She hesitated. Me, she said. I smiled. I do, I replied. She looked unconvinced. Why are you acting different? She asked. I told you, I said. I finally heard myself think. Her eyes flicked. You sound strange, she said. I feel honest, I replied. You don't need to change, she said. I already did, I answered. She stepped closer. Is someone in your head? Yes, I said. Me. She swallowed. Daniel texted. Did you meet him? Yes, I typed. And? He listened, I wrote. Daniel replied, that's rare. So are you? I typed. Maya called. You sound steady, she said. I am, I replied. Finally, she whispered. I still love her, I added. Maya paused. I know, she said. Just don't disappear. I won't, I said. Elena watched me end the call. Family? She asked. Yes, I said. They worry, she replied. So do you, I said. She flinched. About what? About losing control, I replied. Her lips parted. She closed them. Sophie returned. Your notes, she said, handing me a folder. Elena stared. Why him? She asked. Sophie froze. Because he asked, Sophie replied. Elena turned to me. You don't ask, she said. I listen, I answered. Her breath hitched. Robert passed again. Think about coffee, he said. I will, I replied. Elena stared. Since when do you make plans? She asked. Since now, I said. She shook her head. You don't need him, she said. I don't need you, I replied. The words hung. She stiffened. I didn't mean, she started. You did, I said. She searched my face. You're scaring me, she said. I finally stopped scaring myself, I replied. She took a step back. You don't look at me the same, she said. Because I see you now, I replied. She whispered, I don't like that. Neither do I answered. The hallway fell quiet. Sophie held her breath. Robert paused. Elena stared at me like I was someone else. Her eyes searched. They didn't find me. I stood still. I didn't smile. I didn't reach. I didn't explain. I just waited. She blinked. Who are you? She asked. The man you never knew, I replied. She swallowed. I walked past her. She didn't follow. Her silence stayed behind. I heard my steps echo. I felt lighter. I felt steady. I didn't look back. I didn't wait. I let the doors close. I chose quiet. I chose space. I chose myself. The air tasted clean. My hands stopped shaking. My mind stayed clear. I walked on. I didn't stop. I didn't turn. I kept moving forward alone. She watched me like she didn't recognize me anymore. I noticed the shift before she did. Elena started touching my arm in meetings and calling me babe in the hall. Her voice went soft and her texts came fast. None of it reached me. You're quiet, she said. I smiled. Just tired, I replied. She leaned closer. I can make you less tired, she whispered. It felt staged. I nodded anyway. Later, I said. She watched my face like she was counting. Victor hovered by the door pretending to read. His jaw was tight. You okay? I asked him. Fine, he snapped. Elena glanced between us. Everything okay? She asked. Perfect, Victor said too fast. I said nothing. She reached for my hand. I let her hold it. It was warm. I felt nothing. Sophie brushed past me and dropped a file. Careful, I said. She leaned in. Be careful, she whispered. With what? I asked. Her eyes flicked to Elena. With patterns, she said. She moved away. Elena frowned. What did she say? Hello, I replied. She rolled her eyes. Don't be cute, she said. I didn't answer. At lunch she ordered for me. You'll have the salad, she said. No, I replied. She blinked. No, she repeated. I'll decide, I said. Her smile froze. Victor coughed. Since when? She asked. Since now, I replied. She laughed. You're joking, she said. I didn't. Her laugh died. She leaned close. Is this about stress? She asked. It's about clarity, I replied. Victor shifted. You okay, man? He asked. Better than ever, I said. He stared. You're acting weird, Elena said. I'm acting honest, I replied. She reached for my sleeve. Come home early tonight, she said. We'll see, I replied. Her fingers tightened. I miss you, she said. I watched her mouth. Do you? I asked. She paused. Of course, she said. I nodded. Inside I was finished. Dr. Levin met me by the stairs. We should talk, he said. About? I asked. Patterns, he replied. I smiled. Everyone keeps saying that, I said. He studied me. You're observant, he said. I learned, I replied. From whom? He asked. Experience, I said. He nodded. Some leaders use attachment as leverage, he said. I kept my face still. It works until it doesn't, he added. And then? I asked. Then people wake up, he said. I thanked him. Elena waited at my desk. Who was that? She asked. The truth, I replied. She laughed again. You're impossible, she said. I packed my bag. Victor stood. You leaving? He asked. Yes, I said. Elena stepped in front of me. We need to talk, she said. We are, I replied. She lowered her voice. Do you still love me? She asked. I breathed. I don't know, I said. Her eyes widened. You don't know, she repeated. That's honest, I replied. She reached for me. Say it again, she said. I don't know, I repeated. Her breath hitched. Don't do this, she whispered. I already did, I said. Victor shifted again. Elena, he said. She snapped, not now. I watched her jaw tighten. You're scaring me, she said. Good, I replied. Her hand shot out. She gripped my arm. Stay, she said. Her nails dug in. I didn't pull away. I looked at her. She was shaking. Her grip tightened. She didn't let go. I stayed still. She was losing control. Her fingers burned. She held me too tight. Elena slammed the file on the desk and said, Who leaked this? I didn't answer. Victor stared at the floor. Sophie whispered, The board is waiting. Elena snapped, Make them wait. I watched her hands shake. The screen flashed red numbers. Investors are pulling, Victor muttered. Elena shot back, Fix it? He swallowed. Robert King withdrew, Sophie said. Elena turned to me. You knew him. I said, Yes. She demanded, Call him. I replied, No. Her eyes widened. What do you mean no? I said, I mean no. She laughed once. You're joking. I didn't smile. Daniel texted, Karma. I silenced the phone. Maya called. I ignored it. Elena paced. Why is everyone against me? She asked. They aren't, I said. They're careful. She scoffed. You're on their side now? I answered, I'm on mine. She stopped. That's not funny. I said, I'm not laughing. Victor cleared his throat. There's a discrepancy, he said. Elena turned sharp. Explain. He hesitated. The Singapore account, he said. She cut in, You said it was clean. He whispered, It was. Sophie blurted, The audit says otherwise. Elena snapped, Sophie, leave. Sophie shook her head. I won't. Elena glared. Get out. Sophie looked at me. I stayed still. Sophie left. Elena lowered her voice. Victor, she said, talk. He rubbed his neck. It's not what it looks like, he said. She laughed bitterly. That's what everyone says. He looked at me. You know me, he said. I replied, I know what I heard. He stiffened. Elena stared. What did you hear? She asked. I said, enough. She stepped closer. Say it. I said, no, her breath quickened. Are you protecting him? She asked. I answered, I'm protecting myself. Her phone rang. She answered. Yes, she said. No, she said. I understand, she said. She hung up and slammed the phone. They're freezing the line, she said. Victor whispered, that's bad. Elena snapped, everything is bad. She pointed at Sophie's empty chair. She's useless. I said, she warned you. She snapped back, about what? I said, patterns. She laughed without humor. You and your patterns. Maya finally broke through. Are you okay? She asked. I said, I'm steady. She replied, don't save her. I closed my eyes. I'm not, I said. Daniel texted, it's happening. I typed, I know. He replied, stay cold. I put the phone down. Elena turned on a junior analyst. Why didn't you flag this? She yelled. The analyst whispered, I did. Elena barked, liar. The room went still. I watched. I didn't step in. She looked at me. Say something, she demanded. I said, listen. She scoffed. To who? I answered, to them. She clenched her jaw. You're enjoying this. I said, I'm surviving. Victor's phone buzzed. He read. He paled. They're asking about the transfer, he said. Elena froze. What transfer? He hesitated. The one you approved, he said. She laughed. I never approved that. He whispered, you did. She stared. When? He said, after Paris. Her eyes flashed. You said it was operational. He said, it was. She shouted, then why is compliance calling? He didn't answer. She looked at me. Fix this, she said. I replied, I can't. She snapped, you won't. I said, correct. Her shoulders dropped. I need you, she said. The room held its breath. I felt the old pull. I felt the old pain. I stayed still. She stepped closer. Please, she said. I hesitated. My chest tightened. My mind stayed clear. I can't, I said. She whispered, why? I answered, because I disappear. She blinked. I won't let you, she said. I replied, you already did. She turned away. Get out, she told Victor. He looked at me. I didn't move. He left. Elena sank into the chair. This is your fault, she said. I replied, no, she snapped. Everything falls when you stop helping. I said, everything falls when lies stack. She pressed her temples. Make it stop, she begged. I stayed quiet. Sophie peeked in. The board is calling again, she said. Elena waved her off. Later. Sophie looked at me. Now, she said. I nodded. Sophie left. Elena glared. You're siding with them, she said. I answered, I'm standing with me. She laughed, broken. You're cruel. I said, I'm calm. Maya called again. Protect yourself, she said. I whispered, I am. Daniel texted, don't cave. I didn't. Elena stood and faced me. Her eyes were wet. I can't lose this, she said. I said, you already did. She shook her head. Not you, she said. I looked at the floor. That's not a promise, I replied. Her voice cracked. I'm scared, she said. I said, so was I. She took a step. Help me, she pleaded. I didn't move. Her tears fell. One then more. She covered her mouth. Don't, she whispered. I watched. My heart didn't jump. My stomach didn't twist. Nothing moved. The emptiness scared me. She noticed. Say something, she begged. I stayed silent. She reached. I didn't take her hand. I heard chairs scrape in the hall and phones buzz like insects. A manager whispered, should we pause? Another answered, no. Elena snapped, everyone stay. A junior said, we're scared. Elena replied, so am I. I said, then listen. She shot back, to you? I answered, to them. She laughed then. They'll leave. I said, they already are. She stared. You want this, she accused. I replied, I want peace. She said, at my cost. I answered, at the truth. Victor's empty chair mocked us. Sophie's folder sat open. A notification chimed. Elena flinched again. Stop it, she begged. I said, it won't. She asked, what do I do? I replied, tell the truth. She whispered, they'll destroy me. I said, they'll only stop. The door opened. A staffer said, the press is downstairs. Elena flinched. Already? She asked. I said, yes. She whispered, this can't be happening. I said, it is. She shook her head. I need you, she whispered. I stayed silent. I stood across the conference table while Elena paced, phone shaking in her hand. You heard? She asked. I said, I heard everything. Victor shifted behind her. This is pressure, she said. Stress makes people talk. I replied, it makes truth louder. She laughed thinly. You don't understand the board, she said. I answered, I understand betrayal. Victor cleared his throat. We can explain, he said. I looked at him. Sit, I said. He sat. Elena rubbed her temples. I was protecting the company, she said. I said, you were protecting control. She pointed at the window. Investors panic, she said. I said, I trusted you. Her eyes flicked. You were fragile, she said. I said, you were cruel. Victor tried to smile. Let's reset, he said. I said, let's be honest. Elena whispered, I never meant to hurt you. I said, you practiced it. She stepped closer. You think I chose him, she said. I said, you chose silence. Victor muttered, that's unfair. I said, so is lying. Elena's hand trembled. I was scared, she said. I said, so was I. She swallowed. You didn't give me time, she said. I said, you took my voice. Victor leaned forward. We needed numbers, he said. I said, you needed a scapegoat. He frowned. That's not how it works, he said. I said, it is now. Elena's color drained. What did you hear? She asked. I said, your calls. She said, which calls? I said, all of them. Victor stiffened. You recorded us, he said. I said, you recorded yourselves. Elena whispered, this is private. I said, so was my trust. Victor stood. We can settle, he said. I said, sit. He sat again. Elena's breath shook. I was under pressure, she said. I said, you put me under. She reached for my arm. Please, she said. I stepped back. Don't, I said. Victor looked at the door. The board is waiting, he said. I said, good. Elena laughed and cried at once. You're doing this to me, she said. I said, you did this to us. Victor whispered, think about your future, he said. I said, I am. Elena said, you're exaggerating. I said, you minimized. She flinched. I made mistakes, she said. I said, you made plans. Victor scoffed. That's business, he said. I said, that's harm. The door opened and the board members filed in. Elena straightened. We're ready, she said. I said, no. Victor froze. Excuse me, he said. I said, sit. The chair scraped. Elena's eyes pleaded. Don't do this, she said. I said, listen. A director asked, what is the issue? I said, the issue is truth. Victor smiled. We can brief later, he said. I said, now. Elena whispered, please? I said, I heard you. The room quieted. I looked at Elena. You said I was weak, I said. You said he was easier. Her mouth opened. I said under stress, she said. I said, you said without me. Victor muttered, context matters. I said, so do consequences. Elena shook. I was trying to survive, she said. I said, you were trying to replace. Victor stood again. Enough, he said. I said, sit. He sat. A director asked, what are you alleging? I said, collusion. Elena gasped. That's extreme, she said. I said, that's accurate. Victor laughed. You have no proof, he said. I said, you left it. Elena's eyes darted. He's bluffing, she said. I said, he's panicking. Victor's jaw tightened. Show it, he said. I said, I will. Elena whispered, don't. I said, watch. I tapped my phone. The room filled with her voice. We can sideline him, she said. Victor's voice followed. He won't notice, he said. Elena covered her mouth. Turn it off, she said. I said, listen. Another clip played. We'll frame it as performance, Victor said. Elena said, he trusts me. The room went still. A director said, is this real? I said, yes. Elena shook. It's edited, she said. I said, it's you. Victor stood. This is illegal, he said. I said, so was your plan. He sat hard. Elena's hands shook. I was scared, she said. I said, you chose fear. She cried. I loved you, she said. I said, you used me. Victor whispered, we can fix this, he said. I said, you can't. Elena fell into the chair. I'll step down, she said. I said, too late. A director asked, do you have more? I said, yes. Victor said, no. I said, yes. Elena sobbed. Please, she said. I said, no. The power shifted. A director said, we need a vote. Elena reached for my hand. Don't leave me, she said. I said, you left me first. Victor stared at the table. This is over, he said. I said, it is. Elena whispered, I was under stress. I said, you were under choice. Victor tried to laugh. You'll regret this, he said. I said, I won't. Elena looked up. I can change, she said. I said, I already did. Her face collapsed. The vote passed. Victor was removed. Elena was suspended. The room exhaled. Elena cried. Say something, she said. I said, I am. She said, I'm sorry. I said, I know. Victor stood. You're dead to us, he said. I said, you never had me. Elena whispered, I need you, she said. I said, you needed control. She reached. I stepped back. This is the end, I said. We walked out. The hallway felt bright. Elena called my name. I didn't turn. Victor cursed. I kept walking. My phone buzzed. Maya texted, are you okay? I typed, I'm steady. Daniel called. Did it happen? He asked. I said, yes. He said, I'm proud. I said, thank you. Robert messaged, doors open. I said, soon. I breathed. Elena's empire fell behind me. Her tears stayed. My calm moved forward. I didn't shout. I didn't insult. I told the truth. She finally understood. Too late. I choose peace, clarity, courage, and freedom over fear now. I stood in the hallway with the ring box in my palm, listening to Elena pace behind the door. My heart was steady, not numb, just clear. I whispered, we need to talk, and the words felt light instead of heavy. She opened the door and searched my face, waiting for fear, waiting for apology, waiting for me to fold. I didn't. I held the box between us. This isn't anger, I said. This is honesty. She laughed once, sharp and nervous, and asked, are you serious? I nodded and felt the room finally loosen its grip around me now. I sat on the edge of the couch while Elena crossed her arms and stared at the floor. You're making a mistake, she said. You're scared. I replied, I'm done being scared. She stepped closer and touched my sleeve. We can fix this, she whispered. I pulled back gently. We keep breaking it, I said. Her voice rose. After everything I gave you? I met her eyes. You gave conditions, I answered. I gave patience. Silence landed. She swallowed. So that's it, she asked. I opened the box. This is it, I said, and closed it slowly with care there. Maya waited outside in the car, engine idling, eyes soft when she saw me. I slid into the seat and exhaled. She didn't ask questions. She just opened her arms. I leaned in and let the hug do the talking. I'm not okay, I said. I know, she replied. You don't have to be. I laughed once, tired. I thought leaving would hurt more. She squeezed. Sometimes freedom hurts quietly, she said. I stared ahead. I chose myself. She nodded. That's growth. I felt the ache, then the calm, then the space where fear used to live inside me now. Daniel called as we pulled away. Did you do it? He asked. I did, I said. I'm proud of you, he replied, no pause, no doubt. I smiled. That means more than you think. He laughed. You finally stopped negotiating your worth. I watched the streetlights pass. I finally priced it correctly. He said, what's next? I answered, nothing rushed. He said, good. We talked about work, about small plans, about sleep. When the call ended, I felt steady. Not victorious, just grounded. The night didn't feel empty. It felt open like a door I could walk through today freely. Robert met me the next morning with coffee and a quiet grin. "You look lighter," he said. "I am," I replied. He leaned on the counter. "There's a project starting," he said. "It needs someone steady." I raised an eyebrow. "You offering me a path?" He shrugged. "I'm offering you a chance." I thought about the ring in my pocket. "I don't want shortcuts," I said. He nodded. "I don't give them." We shook. He added, "No pressure." I smiled. "No chains." He laughed. "Then we'll work." I felt a door open without a push, without a price attached now. I drove back to Elena's place to return the ring. The box felt lighter than it should. She opened the door and stiffened. "You forgot something," she said. I held it out. "I'm giving it back," I replied. Her eyes flashed. "So you're done?" I said, "Yes." She looked past me like someone might be watching. "You'll regret this," she warned. I shook my head. "I already forgave it." She scoffed. "You think you're strong now?" I answered, "I think I'm honest." She closed the door slowly. I didn't wait. I walked down the steps into morning air alone now. I sat on a bench and traced the old scar on my knuckle. It didn't hurt. It reminded. "You survived," I told myself. The city moved around me, busy and indifferent. A couple argued nearby. A kid laughed. Life kept going. I smiled at that. "You don't have to be perfect," I said. "You just have to be yours." My phone buzzed. A text from Maya. "Proud of you." I typed, "I'm learning." The words felt new. The weight on my chest felt gone. Not joy. Not sadness. This clean, quiet peace that didn't ask for anything from me today. Daniel sent a photo of the office window and wrote, "Seats open." I laughed and replied, "Save it." A moment later, Robert messaged, "Monday works." I wrote, "So do I." The future didn't feel loud. It felt practical. I liked that. I stood and stretched. "Okay," I said out loud, testing the word. It held. I walked past the cafe where Elena and I used to sit and didn't slow. The past waved. I didn't. I chose the long road. I chose the boring work. I chose the life that didn't beg me to prove it deserved me ever again. Maya met me at the corner with 2 coffees and a grin. "Decaf?" she asked. "Always," I said. She bumped my shoulder. "You okay?" I shrugged. "I'm steady." She nodded like that was enough. We walked without hurry. "You didn't rush into anything," she said. "I won't," I replied. "I'm choosing myself." She smiled. "That's the plan." A breeze lifted her hair. The street smelled like bread and rain. I breathed in. "Thank you for staying," I said. She answered, "Thank you for leaving." We laughed. It felt earned. It felt right. It felt like the end of something heavy. I stood at the crosswalk and watched the light change. The ring was gone. The noise was gone. The rules were gone. I wasn't happy. I was peaceful. There is a difference. I checked my phone and saw no missed calls. That felt like respect. I looked at my hands and saw no chains. That felt like victory. I stepped forward when the sign told me to go. I didn't look back. I didn't need to. She thought I loved her blindly. The truth is I finally saw clearly. And I chose myself without fear or apology today at last.